This is your weekly update from CoLaborers International, and I've got to tell you, I am just grateful this morning. I've been reflecting on the drug and alcohol treatment training that we did across Zambia last month, and just the story of how we got there. You know, so many times we see the end of somebody's story, and we don't realize just all the steps it took to get there. Our story started 5 years ago with just an observation, just seeing kids that were substance dependent living on the streets without accessible appropriate treatment. We learned about this from our interns, actually, and they were serving at Chisomo Centers. And so myself and Pastor Aaron, who is the founder of Chisomo Centers, we started brainstorming, what can we do? I'm a drug and alcohol counselor myself, so I started developing this curriculum. And a couple of shout outs. I want to thank Dr. Lauren Littlefield, who encouraged me and was my advisor when I did this back then as my master's thesis, and to Brittany Richard Henson, to Jason Stansbury, to Yordis Lorenz, to Allie Grace Olkowski Arnold, to everybody that was a part of our 4 clinical studies that we ran in Zambia and in the U.S. I'm grateful to the State of Maryland Board of Professional Counselors and Therapists who endorsed our curriculum to be used for CEU trainings across the state of Maryland, and to the Ministry of Health in Zambia who endorsed our curriculum for trainings across the country of Zambia. And this all happened over the course of years of individuals saying, let me learn this, let me help train others, let me try and run some groups, let's see how it goes, let's learn from the high points, let's learn from the low points, let's research, let's learn from our mistakes, and just being faithful in that next step that was in front of us each and every step along the way. And that made us ready for when this opportunity came. Jill Gordy from Rotary International approached Chestertown Rotary Club, and then they worked with the Rotary Club of Lusaka Central to write this global grant application. And that's what funded us to have a team, a VTT team, go to Zambia and to provide this training and this curriculum. And so it was 5 years from start to finish of when the dream first came until when this training went across the country. And if somebody would have told me back then, that this thing that I'm writing, sitting in my pajamas in my apartment, would be used to help so many people, I wouldn't have believed them. But I just want to encourage you that if you have a dream that's on your heart, if you have something that you feel like you're called to do, don't get discouraged by the bigness of it. Don't say that's too big, I can't attain that. Start with what's right in front of you right now and right here. What's the next step that I can take? Maybe it's sitting down and writing something. Maybe it's calling someone. Maybe it's just being faithful in that first step, and then be faithful in the next step, and the next step, and the next step. And that will prepare you for the future that is to come. But if you just look at the big picture and you never break it down into those little chunks that you can do right now, it will never happen. So I just want to encourage you, it's not about being the smartest, it's not about being the coolest or the most well-connected, but it's about being willing to say, here I am, use me, and then to be faithful to start working towards that vision, no matter how menial it may start. And also to work with other people, receive insight, receive criticism, learn from your mistakes, educate yourself, and who knows what you'll do to touch your world. And so with that, here's some clips. At the end of our drum circle lesson, we broke into just a song. The lesson was done, we broke into this song, and it was just sort of a beautiful moment that I want to share.